What are the differences you see for parents in dealing with, the single-digit midgets, the kids from 1 to 9,
Sure.
the teenagers, and folks like my wife and I. I mean, our youngest is 23 years old,
Right,
but they're still our children.
right, sure.
So,
Yeah, so that's a great question in terms of the different ages. So just to start with the older age that you mentioned, some parents getting divorced actually make the mistake of thinking that that divorce isn't going to impact their older children because those children are out of the house. So how divorce impacts children, there is some research about ages, but also a lot has to do with children's personalities. And so a lot of times parents, if they sit back and think about it for a minute, so people come into me before they've told their children and are talking about how do we tell our children, we will talk about, well, let's talk about your child's personality. Let's talk about how your child tends to handle things, because different personalities really handle the news very differently. For the little ones, of course, you want to tell them things on their level. And so using very simple language is good for kids. Kids before the age of 2 are not really going to understand much at all, and even up to 3, although they will start to understand more as it happens, right? So they're very concrete. So if you start to talk about our family's now going to have 2 households instead of 1 household, then they start to see that and understand it. You can draw a picture of that. You can read a book about that. So those types of concrete things are helpful in explaining to younger kids what's going on. And then as children get older, sometimes they will have why questions about why this is happening. And so again, you try and keep it to the developmental age of the child to answer those. The tricky part, if kids start asking why, is you want to answer in a developmentally appropriate way that's not over their head, and you don't want to throw the other parent under the bus. Okay? And that second part can be hard if you're really mad at the other parent and you think they do deserve to be thrown under the bus, right? Or they've done some things that are really upsetting to you. But what I tell parents to be careful of is, if you throw the other parent under the bus, the message you're giving the child is it's okay to throw a parent under the bus, which means they may end up in the long run thinking it's okay to be disrespectful of you and throw you under the bus in their own mind or emotions as well, right? And so what I try to say with complicated situations and older kids who are asking questions is that those kids are old enough to start understanding that human beings all have pros and cons, we all have strengths and weaknesses. And you can say things aren't going well without throwing the other person under the bus or without giving too much information or just focusing on the good part of that person. Well, it didn't work in our marriage, but that person loves spending time with you or is always a great dad or a great mom, those kinds of things.